So? You had a week to prepare.
No, spring break's to relax.
So then if you're relaxed, why is everybody asleep and dragging ass today?
Well,
Because you didn't have the PT and we stayed up really late? You may go chase tornadoes? Please, God, don't do that.
Yes.
Yeah, it went right over. Like, it touched down in Snook and then touched down on the other side of Bryan. Went, like, right over us.
we got very lucky.
The Aggie bubble.
Yeah, yeah. You may
You
get a
started
picture of this.
PT in this PT bubble.
Who's that?
That's Michael.
Michael Phelps. Most decorated Olympian of all time. Anybody know who that is?
Mr. Morocco.
Mr. Morocco. Close, yeah. His name is Hikam El Garouche. He is a medalist in distance running. Okay, he's about 5'7". We know how tall Phelps is?
Like 6 foot.
6'3", 6'4"-ish. They have the same inseam.
Average kings.
What does that mean?
That means
Their leg lengths are the same.
Their legs are the same length. Okay? If they switch sports, are they going to do as well? No. Do your genetics matter?
Yes.
A little bit. Yeah.
Because he's got those monkey arms too.
Yeah, Phelps is like a 6'3", 6'4", super long arms, longer than he is tall, right? Okay? And he cannot dunk a basketball. Right? He's got these short, stubby legs, this really long torso, freakishly long arms, and huge feet. Is he built to swim? Yes. Garouche, 5'7", long-ass legs. Built to run? Yes. Okay, are Tanner and I going to play in the NBA?
No.
Probably not. Can we make the Aggie football team?
No.
Probably not. And if we did and I got hit by one of those guys, I'd be in the fetal position crying. Okay, I was sitting in the end zone for the Alabama game, like down low, like row 4, and there were plays down. It was like mountains colliding. Okay, those dudes are huge. It's terrifying, okay? Can Nate play in the NBA? He says no. Man, how tall are you? 6'7". God bless it. What a waste, right? Maybe, maybe not. We'll get into that. Him and Grant, can we post them up? Maybe, okay? We'll talk about that, all right? Maximize your odds by choosing the right field of competition. That's where I was spring break. My daughter's, my 13-year-old actually has to take a growth hormone because she's about this tall. All right, she's a gymnast. Is she in the right sport? Probably. Okay, 10-year-old too. They're both small. My 13-year-old finished second in the state of Texas for her division. Yeah, pretty awesome, bragging. And my 10-year-old, same level, different age group, finished
What
fifth.
level are they?
Level 6. Yeah, they're
That's
badasses.
my
Huh?
quit. That's my quit.
You did gym?
Yeah.
Nice. All right, cool. That makes sense. All right.
It's my coach's fault.
You can lead it
He's a person.
Oh, well, gymnastics sounds about right. Okay, it's been a rough go there for a few years. Okay, perfect example, all right? Matthew was a gymnast. Nate, despite his height. Now, did you play basketball, Grant?
Yeah, but I was really strong.
Okay, all right, so at least you played, right? We're tall. So we're all different. And despite what anyone says, that's okay. We can all be different. We can all be good at different things, right? What's easier to learn, thermonuclear dynamics or ethical leadership?
Ethical leadership.
Well, you just watch war games.
Why? Why?
Like, ethical leadership depends based on the person, but like thermonuclear dynamics. I mean, I think I don't know anything.
Yeah, so, do I have any nuclear engineers? I usually have one. No? Okay. My engineers, where are we at? Okay. What would we rather deal with people or math problems? Math? You're a math major. Where you at, Nate? Math? Math? That's Chaplain? Don't like people. Okay. Now, depends on the situation. I'm just picking on Kirsten. Okay. It is far harder to teach you ethical leadership, in my opinion, than it is thermonuclear dynamics or engineering. Whatever. Okay. Mays? Do I have any Mays business people in here? Accounting? Who's taking an accounting class?
Got a couple.
Do you like it?
It is harder than engineering.
Okay. Accounting? Is it easy? Don't like it? Okay. Most people, right? I'd never taken an accounting class until my master's, and I went to the professor for help. And he's like, look, it's genetic. You either get accounting or you don't. I'm like, you've been teaching this for 30 years and your answer is it's genetic? big tall bastard. Okay, he's terrible, right? He's a terrible professor, right? But he was mostly right. I'm a terrible accountant, but at least I learned what an accountant should be doing. Same thing with statistics, in my opinion. I'm not great at it, but at least I understand it now. Okay, so depending on who you are and what you like, determines what you like studying or what you like dealing with. Life's hard, don't try. Main moral of my SOMS classes. Okay? Genes do not determine your destiny. Okay? Genes determine your opportunity. Nate's tall, all right? Awesome. Is he great at basketball? No. That's okay. All right? Can Tanner and I make the NBA? Probably not. But if we work really hard, we might be able to play a little bit. We might be a point guard. Okay? Anybody watching the tournament? St. Peter's beat Kentucky. Beat someone. Somebody's going to hire that coach. He's going to get paid. Right? Genes can predispose, but they cannot predetermine. You're not stuck. Right? It's now to the point where we've stopped testing to see if traits have a genetic component because we literally can't find a single one that isn't influenced by our own genetics. Okay? Hang with me today. I'll ask you questions and get you involved. There's a point. All right. Psych? Got any psych majors? No? Minors? Psych major? Do you know the Big Five? I don't know what this institution teaches you guys. I swear to God. Okay, I have to do everything around here. The Big Five are personality traits that we all have. Okay, so follow along. Openness to experience. Now, these are all on a scale. It doesn't mean you're necessarily, I'm open to new experience. It's where you are on the scale. So some of you are curious and inventive on one end, and conscious and consistent on the other. Okay. If I say to you guys, who wants to go camping tonight? Who's in? Who's out? Who's not going? Why not, Grant?
I'd rather sleep in my bed.
Okay, Matthew?
I have anything.
I got shit to do, right? Mason? Okay, who else is not going? Why not?
I got a test on Thursday.
Test, good.
I've never done that, so I don't know.
You've never been camping? Ever? That's the saddest thing I've ever heard. Peter?
Can't go.
Can't go. I got shit to do, okay? So, and then who's like, all right, maybe. Okay, but I need to know what's going on and I need to, yeah, you rose your hand really quick, which threw me off.
Yeah, I think mine would depend on who's all going.
Okay, the people, where you got? Yeah.
I mean, I like camping, but sometimes it's not planned out very well, so.
Fair enough. Yeah, you ever gone on a trip and like, who brought the food? I thought you were bringing the food. And then you're screwed. It can go wrong. Okay. All right, conscientiousness. Organized and efficient to easygoing and spontaneous, right? So this is kind of the same thing. I'm with you, like, I'm down to go. You tell me, I'm going tonight. However, I want to go home and get everything planned and organized. I want to make sure I have all my stuff. Do we have enough food? We got enough beer? Everything's good, okay? Right? I want to be organized, but I'm ready to go, okay? So it's all on the scale, all right? Extroversion. Again, scale. Where are my introverts? Yeah, I didn't even know you were here, okay? Hiding. Austin's in the back. Yeah, okay? So, and then extroverts on the other end. All right, we're all on the scale somewhere. If you are an introvert and you have to be outgoing, it's exhausting, isn't it? It is exhausting, right? I didn't know this. I could take my wife and I will go to a party, and she's like, "Don't leave me," okay? Because I'll go and talk to the wall, and the wall will talk back, and we'll have a great conversation. All right? She is gonna like find the cat or the dog and hide in the corner and just pet the animal and not. And then what's really hilarious? If she does engage and tell a story, alcohol helps. It is a social lubricant. If she does engage and she's telling a story in front of people, she will only look at me. It's really weird, so I won't look at her. Okay? I don't make eye contact, right? But I learned, being an extroverted person, it's really hard for her. It's really uncomfortable, all right? So sometimes you have to put yourself out there. And then my extroverts, you got to pump the brakes. So if you're up there, hey, this is fun, let's have, and the introvert's like, Jesus, I'm so uncomfortable around you, okay? Introverts are great because they tend to listen. They tend to take everything in and be good listeners. Extroverts, not necessarily our strong suit, okay? Which it makes really interesting when you're married to somebody who's so different than you. Okay? Agreeableness, friendly and compassionate to challenging and detached. And if you don't raise your hand, who's like always like questioning things, challenging? Yep. Okay. Austin, yeah. Why? Yeah. Colt, yeah. Always questioning things. Peter, okay. It's okay. There's a job for you in the workforce. I'll teach you next year in SOMS what red teaming is. Okay, but you can be that person. It's okay sometimes. Sometimes it's not great. But on the other side, you might be overly friendly and compassionate, and that doesn't always work out great, right? You can get walked all over and stuff like that. So here's where your personalities fit in. Okay, and then neuroticism, right? Which we all have. It's a scale, right? Some people are extremely neurotic, all right? Confident, stable, calm, stable, and then anxious and sensitive, all on scale. What is really messing with people's neuroticism right now?
COVID.
Huh?
COVID.
Isolation.
No, like what happens that people are constantly being neurotic about and displaying it? If they're neurotic, you can tell.
Politics.
No.
People get pretty anxious and sensitive.
Right.
Huh?
Right.
Social media. Social media is messing y'all up, and it's messing everybody up, and it's bad news, in my opinion. There's a lot of terrible, like, you just went on spring break, okay? If you see the girl at the pool, right, with the perfect drink and the perfect lighting and the perfect picture, is that what her life is really like?
No.
No, probably not, okay? I was at Sequoia National Park a couple years ago, right? And everybody's getting a picture in front of this big tree, and there's this girl like trying to pose on a log, and like I'm cool, get your picture, all right? But it's like take a picture and then I have to see it. Nope, not good enough. Take 10 more pictures, and I wanted to punch her in the throat. Okay, I made my kids go like stand in the background. I'm like, go make faces, okay? And that's not a healthy reaction, all right? But I'm like, just move on, take your picture, let somebody else take their picture, right? Social media is really messing with people's neuroticism. It's not a good thing, okay? But all of us are somewhere on the scale with our level of neuroticism. Okay? So, certain behaviors are easy for some people, right? Don't feel bad about that. If you're good at something, do not apologize for that. I think cadets, you guys are pretty good at knowing when you're supposed to be humble, and you kind of put on that front because you think you should be humble, right? And that's okay. That's not always a bad thing. Some of you are really good at things. Don't hide from that. Don't be afraid of that, right? It's okay to be good at things, right? You do have to work with people, though. Okay, so if you are good and you are a badass, just maybe recognize that you come across like a badass sometimes, and not everybody likes that. Okay, so be aware of that. I was accused when I was younger of being arrogant at work by a female supervisor, and it really bothered me, like genuinely bothered me. I'm a very confident person, in case you can't tell, for no reason, right? If you've seen the movie Rudy, the guy who plays football at Notre Dame, he's like, you're 5'0" nothing, you're 100 nothing. You play for Notre Dame. That's me. I have no reason, okay, to be as confident I am. But I'm a confident person. I dislike arrogance tremendously, and I got accused of that, and it bothered me. But I'm the one who had to change. Okay, I had to adjust how I was acting so I didn't come across as arrogant. So, what do you guys like doing?
Like genuinely enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Mine's probably running
Okay.
and probably watching, like, not necessarily like, I guess probably like cooking, or it's not cooking shows, it's like Gordon Ramsay shows.
Okay.
Where it's like cooking, but also like a little bit of drama as well.
So cooking, but berating people
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Okay. Good. What do we like doing? What else? What do you like?
PT.
Like PT, good. Who does not? You're not alone. Okay, a lot of you won't raise your hand. Okay, who does not like running? There it is. Okay, CJ's annoying, isn't he? It's got okay, it's not your fault, is it? You like running. That's okay. Carly, what do you like doing?
I like going to dog parks.
Going to dog parks. Okay, good. Why?
I like dogs.
Okay, good. I'll take it. What else? What do we like doing?
I go with my dogs. I don't.
You don't just stand there? Stand there at the fence? I wish I had one of those. What do we like doing? Roman, what do you like doing? Baking. Okay, what else? What do we like doing? Jared?
Watching YouTube.
YouTube, fair enough. Rhett?
I was also going to say running.
Running, okay, fair enough. Travis, what do you like doing?
Fishing.
Fishing, good, okay. What else? What do we got? Nate?
I don't know,
Rock climbing, God bless, you'd be amazing at it. Giant wingspan. So you just had to find your sport. We'll get into that. Kirsten, what do you like doing?
Just like being outside, hiking.
Okay, good. Good, I'll take it. Compton?
Like being with friends and family, just being active, doing things with other people.
How fast does an hour go by when you're just hanging out bullshitting with your friends?
Fast.
How about that 50-minute class? It's the worst. Rhett's like, damn it, we haven't been here 50 minutes. Okay? Yeah, good, right? Time flies when you're having fun. How do you handle it when you're bad at something?
It pisses me off.
Why?
I don't know. I hate being bad stuff.
Okay, so what if somebody is really good at it and you're bad at it? Does it bother
I
you?
can deal with it
Okay.
so long as they're not assholes about it.
Okay, what if you don't like that person?
Then it's impossible for me to deal with that situation without
Okay.
taking a second and taking a breather.
Peter?
I think you're always gonna be bad at something when you first start off,
Yeah, sure.
but there gets to one where you see somebody else doing better and it's really frustrating.
Okay, can be deflating, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Today in class, I was having such a hard time in class. I didn't understand anything. And there's a dude at my table that's very vocal. He talks to himself. He's like, "Oh yeah, I get it. That makes sense." And I just got smacked.
Perfect example.
This is twice a week.
Who kind of likes to thrive on it? Does anybody like try to rise above it, or you try to be as good as somebody? I can see the effort. Jose, yeah, what do you do? Okay. Okay. So you want to run faster than CJ? Okay, good. I'll take it. All right. Unsurprisingly, you tend to enjoy what you're good at. Okay? You actually have a good time when you're doing it. All right? So, how do you know? Picking on Nate. Okay? A friend of mine, so I was a Division I athlete, as you can tell.
But baseball,
No, that's a good guess. Any guesses? Baseball? What else we got? Huh?
curling,
Curling? No, I wish.
Tennis.
Tennis? No, that'd be good.
Golf.
Huh?
wrestling,
Oh, God, I wish.
Golf.
No, I get that guess a lot.
rowing.
Rowing. Did I tell you or did you know? Okay, good. Somebody pays attention. All right. So I was on the rowing team, but I was the little guy who sits in the back of the boat and tells the bigger guys what to do. It's a great place for me to be. Okay. And I was even small. Freshman year of college, I was 5'8". I weighed like 120 pounds. Okay. I was still growing in college. Then it stopped, so now I wear boots. Okay. So my teammates were 6'1", and then after that, they were all between 6'4" and 6'7". Everybody in the boat. Okay. So a friend of mine actually made the U.S. Olympic team in Athens and won a gold medal in the boat there. He was terrible at sports in high school. Okay, his older brother was playing Division I football. He was 6'6". Okay, shoulders like this, waist like this, gourmet cook, engineer, hated his guts. Right? I actually really liked him because he's an awesome guy. Right? But he was like good at everything. I'm like, what do you mean you weren't good at these sports? The coaches spent so much time in football, baseball, and basketball, and he was not good at them. All right? He stumbles into rowing, right, and becomes an Olympic gold medalist. So, Nate, put you in a boat, okay? Maybe you guys just haven't found your Olympic sport yet. Still going to be gold medalists, right? You can do it, I believe. Right? So, you just have to do trial and error, right? If you don't know what you're good at, try some things, right? Try new things, right? It's like dating. It's a period of exploration, okay? And sometimes you lie to the other person or you lie to yourself. Like, oh, no, I'm a really good person. Okay? Try it out. It's just a period of exploration. Okay? If you're winning, if you're good at something, be good at it. Exploit that. Capitalize on it. If you're not doing well, then shift gears. All right? Try other things. Find your Olympic sport, whatever it may be. Google actually does this at work. As a company, Google does this. You spend 80% of your time doing your job, the thing you're supposed to do. This has led to serious innovations at Google. 20% of your time you spend doing something else, not your job. Something that you want to try, something that you came up with, right? Google has actually been able to innovate because we take somebody from one department and they're like, well, I want to try this department. And they go over there and and be like, well, why are you guys doing it this way? Why don't we try it this way, right? And come up with something new because it's just a fresh perspective, right? Spend most of your time doing what you're good at. Spend a little bit of time working on the things that you want to work on. So, what feels like fun to you, but seems like work to others? Math. Bingo. Who's not like math? Most people. Good. I like it. What else? Running. Yeah. Okay. What do you got?
Indoor activity.
In what? Indoor activity?
When weather's being a hoe,
Okay.
we do indoor activity,
Yeah.
and he's really good at this. He's good at staying positive.
Uh-huh.
Most of our buddies just absolutely hate it. It's like, why are we up at 5:30 in the morning? We're not going out and PTing.
Okay. Cool. I got it. Okay. What else? Yeah. Submitting your work early. Yep. Good. What a stupid idea, right? Why would you ever do that? What else? Reading. Yes. Most of you don't do that. Some of you enjoy it. What else? Huh? Cleaning your room. Okay. Is it clean? Is this clean?
Yeah, it's clean.
Is yours?
Somewhat. No.
It's not at all, is it? Twins are so fun because they're such an anomaly, right? Exact same genetics, totally different people, okay? And this happens in your household, right? There was a guy who had 2 sons. He had a bunch of kids. And his last 2 sons, he named one winner and he named one loser. Birth name, okay? Winner ended up in jail and did a lot of things illegally and was on drugs. Loser became a very successful police officer. What the hell, right? Unfortunately, the guy died before they found out who these guys were. The loser's still alive. Most people call him Lou. Nobody calls him by his first name. His birth name is Loser. You can read about it in Freakonomics if you're interested. But we never got to ask the dad. The dad died before anybody discovered why he really did that. Okay. What makes you lose track of time in a good way? Like things like you ever been on a run? You can run for days. Feels good.
Yeah.
Okay. You ever been working on math and shit's going great?
Yeah.
Okay. What else? What do you enjoy doing?
A good conversation.
Conversation?
Yeah.
Unsurprising. What do we got? What else? Does anybody play video games? Do you want to know the secret, the caveat? This is the only time in your life that they're good for you. Did you know that? When you're in college, what are you trying to do in a video game? What are you trying to do?
Solve a puzzle.
Solve a puzzle to do what?
Complete a goal.
To get to the next level. Right? What? Did you raise your hand? Luke? Who raised your hand for video games? Austin, what do you like playing? Racing games, okay? Oh, right, okay. You ever like, you start the game and you're not getting it, it starts out pretty easy and then it gets harder and harder, right? That's because you're trying to get to the next level. You're trying to overcome something. You ever go back to the beginning of the game? Super easy, right? Like, God, why couldn't I do this? Or you ever get stuck somewhere? Like, why is it so hard? In college, video games are actually good for you for that reason. In moderation. Dr. Payne did not say to play a video game for 12 hours a day, okay? But video games are actually good for you. For soldiers with PTSD, Tetris, great way to spend time because it actually takes your mind off the outside world and you just kind of get lost in the game, right? So, in moderation, they're a good thing for you right now, okay? Before, not good. After, not good. Stay in college as long as you can. Don't ever leave here. It only gets worse, okay? This is what being in the zone is. When you're actually enjoying something that's kind of hard. You ever had a great run and the next day you go for a run and your legs weigh 1,000 pounds? Yeah. You're like, what the hell? Yeah, okay. You ever sit down and read something and it's not sticking?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, I read like 12 chapters last night. Now I'm reading the same paragraph over and over. You forget how to do division?
Not division, but there's some.
His
sometimes
motherboard
when I
overloads.
I forget how to do.
Yeah.
Some of the basic stuff.
Okay? This is what being in the zone is. And it's not just PT. This happens at work, right? And in school and in life, right? Where do you guys get greater returns than the average person? Where do you get more back than other people? Ran a marathon, right? Does anybody else run a marathon? 2 of you? Okay, cool. Where do you get greater returns than most people? Like for your work, where do you find success?
Working with other people, like on homework, if I understand something better than someone else, I get way more out of it when I try to teach it to someone who's struggling.
That is one of the best ways to learn. If you can teach it, it means you understand it. So even if you don't, if you're struggling with something, try to explain it. Literally try to explain it to yourself. You can do it on video or whatever. That's a great way to learn. What else? This is kind of a hard one for you guys. I don't always get a lot of answers. Anything else? Grades? We got stars. Some of us are good.
Taking a break.
Huh?
Taking a break.
What do you mean?
Like studying, like I suck if I get like 3 hours straight.
Okay.
My brain's fried the next day.
Uh-huh.
Like I take like 15, 30-minute breaks. Like moderated breaks, but like.
Okay. Good. I will take it. What comes naturally to you guys? This isn't hard. What do you got, Leslie?
I think being nice, because sometimes like people can like take advantage of it and you just like can't.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Some of you are not nice. Okay. Most of you are. What do you got? Organization. Good. What else? Wrestling. No, not my strong suit. Okay. I'll go run. I'd rather do
Like
that.
something
Than,
that comes naturally, like just like from birth to now.
yeah. What comes naturally to you guys?
Or like something that we struggle with.
What comes natural now?
Driving.
Driving. Yeah. Okay. Good. What else? Most of you are not good drivers. Yeah. Yeah. Good. What else?
Planning ahead, like looking a few steps ahead to see what's going to happen and get the best results.
Good. Okay. I'll take it. All right. You ever go to the rec and you see somebody you want to look like? Whether bigger, smaller, I don't care. Okay. You ever see that person? Can you get to where they are? Can you get bigger, faster, stronger, or smaller, skinnier? Can you achieve where they're at? Anybody think they can't? Can all of you get a 4-point? What's your major, Austin? Could you get a 4-point? Why not?
Because I'm not good at tests.
Okay, what'd you say, CJ?
I said theoretically, yes, we could all get a 4.0.
Could Jared? Could you get a 4-point? What's your major?
Material science engineering.
Probably could, right? Are there 4 points in there? A few, he says. So he tells his parents. Okay. If you don't work as hard as that individual, you don't know. Right? Until you work as hard as that person, if you worked your ass off, Austin, you could probably get a 4-point. But you don't. And that's okay. But don't have that resentment of somebody. You can't look at somebody and be like, oh man, that guy squats 450 pounds. Until you try that hard, you don't know if you can or not. Okay? So put in the effort if you want to be there. If you think you can do it, you have to work as hard as that person you're aiming for. And then if you don't, maybe you won't. Okay? If you don't achieve that goal, then yeah, maybe you couldn't, right? But until you work that hard, you won't know. Genes tell us what to work on. Find your strengths and build on them. Understand your own nature and build a strategy around it. If you're organized, right? If you turn stuff in, build a strategy around that. Okay? If you're fun and you like to talk to people, oh God, he's got a star. Man, he's good at everything. Isn't he? Okay? If you have a hard time, just picking on you. If you have a hard time with those things, then you have to work on that. Okay? But don't spend all your time there. Right? Spend your time on what you're good at and dominate. Yeah, we just did that. Work hard on things that come easy. Are there star football players from Alabama that get to the NFL and suck?
Yes.
Yeah.
AJ McCarron.
Are there guys that went to Idaho State University who played 12 years in the NFL?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Why does that happen?
Work ethic.
Because Alabama doesn't care about grades.
Probably. Okay.
Some people get complacent.
Yeah. If you were a 5-star athlete recruited to Alabama, right, you're probably pretty damn good. And if you played on a really good team, it probably helps you get there. When you get to the NFL, everybody's good, right? And that guy who went to Idaho State, maybe he was a late bloomer, all right? Maybe he came along. Maybe he worked his ass off because he saw an opportunity he had. And then when he got to the NFL, he worked even harder, right? Work on the things that you are good at, okay? It can get you there. Hang in there, we're almost done. Why do some people persevere while most struggle to stay motivated?
They find the flow.
Hmm?
They find the flow. They find the state flow.
Okay, kind of. I'll work with that. What else?
Some people are just much more patient.
Okay. What else?
I guess people like persevere, actually found like their true motivation rather than the struggles things that they actually don't know why.
Okay, yep, I'll take that. Good. What else?
Because they want it more.
Yeah. Does anybody like baseball? Baseball fans? Okay. If you get drafted and you play in the minor leagues, right, you have to grind through every single day of the same thing of playing 160 games in the span of a summer. And if you're in the minors, you're even not only competing against other teams, you're competing against guys on your team. Right? Welcome to the workforce. Right? This is what happens in work. The guys that make it in baseball maybe weren't necessarily the best players, but they thrived on the routine and the same crap over and over again and worked harder than anyone else. They were already good, but they just worked harder, okay, and kept at it. The brain loves a challenge, but only if it's in the optimal difficulty zone. That's where the video game plays in, right? It's hard, but not too hard. Right? They did a study, psych major? Where are my psych majors? Minor? Okay. They did a study where people could actually stimulate the own part of their brain to create an emotion. So like if I wanted to stimulate my brain to feel love or happiness or anger or sadness or whatever, I could do that. What do you think people chose to do to their own brain? What would you do? What would you choose to feel? Happiness? Good. What else? Focus? That's a good one. What else? Challenge. What they chose was frustration. So you're on track. Why? Why would we do that? Any guesses, Cole?
It gives you the motivation to overcome what you're frustrated about.
Yeah. What we like the most is to feel a sense of accomplishment. And we can't do that unless there's a challenge. So it blew away psychologists, right? Because they thought they would choose happiness or love or whatever. What we were choosing to do was to feel frustration, okay? Because when we accomplish something, it feels great, right? This is similar like, I even brought it up, I think, before we played Alabama, right? But what's the best part of a football game?
Fourth quarter.
Besides the band, main band. What's the best part of a game? What's the best part of Christmas?
The lead up.
Right before kickoff. That's where all the potential is, right? We weren't going to beat Bama. We were going to lose by 40, but we could beat them. And sure enough, we freaking did. That was ridiculous, okay? But believe it or not, the best part of Christmas is Christmas Eve. It's that shit of driving you crazy and waiting, but you feel better when you get there, okay? And then it just turns into crap, right? Like, it's over. Humans experience peak motivation when working on a task right at the edge of their current abilities. Not too hard, not too easy, just right. Welcome to school, right? If it's a little hard, but we're figuring it out, we will actually enjoy it. If it's too hard, what do we do? Screw it. It's too hard. I'm out. Okay. If it's too easy, we get bored. So, what's the difference between everyone else? Is it just genetics, luck, and talent? No. It's the work ethic. Right? Exploit what you're good at. Right? Who can handle the boredom of training every day? Just like the baseball analogy. right? Can you continue? Look, you guys do the same shit every day, right? PT, eat, go to school. That's it. Over and over again. It's coming to an end. And put your boots on pretty soon, right? And one more year, then you're out. 3 or 4 for some of you. Men desire novelty to such an extent that those who are doing well wish for a change as much as those who are doing badly. Even when things are going well, we get bored. We get complacent. We still want a challenge. Right? Professionals stick to the schedule. Amateurs let life get in the way. Okay, I showed you this for a couple reasons. One, I hope it's helpful to you, but I just broke down this book, which was one of the books we were considering when we chose Willpower Instinct, and this was another one. I really like it. I just basically broke it down for you guys, so you don't have to read it, because you weren't going to anyway. Actually, there's some cadets who brought this up. This has made its way through the core a little bit. The guy was actually an athlete. He got hurt. It's a really interesting story. It's a short read. It's a good read. He still works out and stuff, so there's some PT elements in there and stuff too. But it talks about things you can do in terms of productivity that are useful in your life, okay? School, work, all that good stuff. Now he gets paid boatloads of money to go present basically all of this to corporations and does a good job with it. So hopefully some of that stuff in there was helpful for you guys, right? I will post this week's assignment. We'll jump back in. We skip around a little bit, but we'll jump back into the book. In the Willpower Instinct, I will post that today, be due before next class. Some of you have missed classes. You need to give me makeup work. If you haven't, if you don't know what your absences are, you can come ask me. Okay? We are hurtling towards the end of the semester. Please keep up in all of your classes. Okay? I think our last day is like the normal last day of class because it's a Tuesday. I think our last day is Tuesday, May 3rd. The reading days get messed around. You organize when you know it's the end of the semester, right?
Yeah.
Just got it down, okay? So please hang in there. Please keep up with all your classes, right? We're almost there, and then you'll get to be seniors. Got to pass my class first. Go be awesome. Have a great day.